Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Critical Beard Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, the Cardinal, and this is my co-host, the Meat Bear.
The meat bear.
The Meat Bear himself.
The meat baron.
Ooh, are you like a Pokemon? Do you have different? So you're Meatball into Meat Bear
Meat
into
Bear and Meat Baron. Yeah,
those are pretty good Pokemon names, actually.
I know.
I like it. I like it a lot. Today we're gonna go over some stuff and some things, and we're gonna talk at your face holes. You're gonna listen with your earballs, and we're gonna start with our favorite little segment called "What You Playing?" And so, Meatball, what you playing?
Final Fantasy still.
Final Fantasy still? I've never played that one.
I'm still taking my time on Final Fantasy One right now. The last time I really played through it was probably like 2006, but I did it with a strategy guide, with a walkthrough. And this time I wanted to just natural it, just to see, because these older games, they're kind of prone to like walkthrough-itis. Like they're so vague that it's like I don't know what to do.
There's so many of those. If you don't have a guide, you might as well.
Yeah, but surprisingly, like there's enough hooks here to like tell you where to go.
It's not Zelda 2.
You just have to like talk to the NPCs and explore, and then you'll find it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's D&D. It's like go find a plot hook and go explore. So,
I know a lot of people that like people who like know like Zelda 2 or even Castlevania 2 like in and out, like really love those games, especially Zelda 2. I know a lot of people are like, dude, Zelda 2 is like the most underrated Zelda, just because it's so obtuse that people just like bounce off of it.
Well, a lot of the times it was bad translation for those original releases,
But if you go in with a guide, the game's actually surprisingly really fun. You just have to know like where.
Well, especially with Castlevania 2, the translations were so bad that they were literally the English translation, the NPCs would give you wrong information. So if you just go by a natural playthrough, you will never beat the game because the game just lies to you.
That's one I need to go back through with a guide. And I know like with a guide, you can beat the game in like 45 minutes or something. But like, it's just, it's like, it's so obtuse. It kind of reminds me of Rygar sometimes. It's just like, but Rygar's ridiculously obtuse, but you can get far enough into the story, or into the game, to where you're like, okay, I didn't beat it, but like I got pretty far. Whereas like Castlevania 2, you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying my rediscovery of Final Fantasy. I plan on going through all of them, just blind, because I've never actually played through Final Fantasy 2, so I'm pretty excited to see what the most hated Final Fantasy.
Is it like hated, or is it just like considered to be the worst? Like, because I mean, there's Final Fantasies that get hate, and then there's the ones that
this one's like, I mean, I've watched a lot of content on Final Fantasy 2, so I kind of know the general reason for disdain. Most of it is just a broken system, broken leveling system.
Yeah, but the same argument could be made of like 10. I mean, not 10, 8.
Yeah, but 8 had an actual good story and good music and good everything else to carry. And it wasn't a totally broken leveling system. It just
isn't.
It was just janky. It was janky.
It's a fake ass leveling system.
It was unbalanced.
I'll never forget as a kid when I first got 8 and I like ran around the opening area and leveled up for like fucking 7 hours.
Why is this so hard?
Like, I'm badass now. And then like I was like, why do I not feel like I'm powerful? Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's the I call that Final Fantasy syndrome, where Square for some reason needs to try something radical and different every time.
Like Paper Mario syndrome.
You know what? Yeah. Because like
it was like
you don't always need to try new things just because
we all like the combat system from Final Fantasy One and Paper Mario One, and then for some reason they're like, but what about this weird shit over here? And you're like, that doesn't need to happen. Like, that's
well,
why
I mean, but
works so
luckily
well,
with Final Fantasy, there's more hits than misses for Final Fantasy when it comes to changes in combat systems, compared to Paper Mario, where it's like the first two are great and simple, but then it's just like, this one's going to be a platformer. This one's going to be with stickers, and this one's going to be with paper, the origami. Can you just give me an RPG? That'd be cool.
I love the combat in that game.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I've been playing Death Stranding as well.
I saw that.
Been streaming it. It's a great time. I'm going through, walking.
This is your third or fourth time playing through?
Fifth.
Good God, man. This game is like, isn't it like 40 hours long at least?
Yeah.
Fifth Death Stranding playthrough, man. You need to get a tattoo or something.
Oh, I need to get a Metal Gear tattoo first, and then I'll get a Death Stranding tattoo.
Get a Metal Gear Stranding. Death Solid.
I'll just get like the Fox logo on this one. It'll be like Chocobo, Fox.
You know, you should get Norman Reedus kissing Snake, like portrait, like super, like really detailed portrait,
like really passionate.
No, they're both just like pecking. It's like the Simpsons kiss, you know,
with the lips kind of like,
yeah, the lips just go out.
Yeah.
Got to be it, man. Sorry.
So what you playing?
I am playing. I finished up Ghost of Tsushima last night, and I absolutely enjoyed the ending, and I thought it was great. There's so many games like that really they
don't stick.
The ending is always the part that fumbles.
Yeah, because with larger games like that, they put so much.
They set up so many things, and then it's like at the end, it's like, like I said. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, there was just like they didn't have any idea how to end that game, so like there just wasn't a way to there was no ending. There was no way to find the credits in that game. I was like, where the one of the cool things, and this isn't a spoiler, I thought it was really awesome that the first thing you see before the credits roll was just like said this game is dedicated to all of those who fell at the Battle of Tsushima, and I thought that was awesome. I've never seen a historical game do that before.
No.
Dedicate the game to I don't know, just it was cool.
Maybe in some war games, maybe.
I don't play.
But I haven't played enough of them.
Total War 14.
But, right. I'm sure some type of war game has done that before, but not to my knowledge. It's either way. It's very nice.
It's very nice. I really enjoyed it. I'm also playing. I went back to Dragon Quest XI, so. Because I kind of have a thing with that one, like where I played like 40 hours of it on PS4, and then the Awesome Edition was announced for the Switch only, and then so I stopped, and then I got the Switch version when it eventually came out, played all the way through, got past where I was, and now I'm at like that there's that inevitable part of an RPG where that illusion of it's the end of the game, although it's not.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. You collect all the things.
Yeah.
You collect all the things, and you go to the big thing, and you're like, and then something's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen yet, but it's just there's not that.
That just reminded me of Chrono Cross, collecting all those stupid dragon relics. I'm like, this is not fun. I want to finish the game, please.
The dragons are beautiful, and you love them.
Freaking game, so much bad padding in that game.
Padding.
Pad batting.
And then and I was also playing, finishing up on some Origami King, which my review is up for that one, as well as Ghost of Tsushima. So if you want to hear more about those, you can go check it out. Hit the review videos on our channel. Smash it, like and the scribble.
Yeah. Also, we got a review for They Breathe
up as well. We got our review code from, what was the developer's name?
Working Parts.
I also got, I said for more comedic effect, I said in my review of Paper Mario that Nintendo developed Paper Mario. Of course, it's Intelligent Systems. but they're like only developed for Nintendo, so it's like
yeah, it's what do they call those?
It's like Retro Studios
subsidiary. Yeah, there's just a subsidiary of
Nintendo. It's still fucking Nintendo. Come on.
Same difference.
I just know there's gonna be that one whiny guy who's like, it's not. It's intelligent systems.
Technically.
But yeah, I forget how good Dragon Quest 11 is though. That game's
don't remind me of Dragon Age.
Yeah, Dragon Quest. What was it? Was it Lore Runner who said the Dragon Age 2 syndrome?
Yes, he has plenty of syndromes.
I love how
his website has like a list of, he calls them loriums, which are just like little isms that he makes up. They're pretty.
I loved how I watched his Last of Us 2 what is it called?
The rumination.
I love how I watched that and came away with him comparing that game to Mario and Dragon Age 2. but it makes sense.
It sounds radical, but then you're like, you know what? Yeah.
That's why I compared Mario's combat system to the story of The Last of Us Part 2.
You're like, why are you doing? Okay, I respect that you wanted to try something new, but it went on too long and it didn't. You didn't stick the landing, man.
You'll all know what it means.
We're gonna coin our beardisms. We got Last of Us 2 syndrome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's all I'm playing. That's all you're playing. Let's move on to the main topic today, which is a fun one.
It's gonna be a fun one, guys.
Best and worst video game box art of all time, as chosen by us. That was really weird. I thought you would cut out for a second.
I was just like mimicking you.
It was really distracting because I was like, oh, he's just doing a weird.
Am I talking? Is he talking?
I was like, he's doing a weird thing, and then I was like, wait, is he actually trying to say something? And I just can't hear him.
No. I was lip syncing.
So this is how it's gonna go. One of us is gonna say one of our favorite box arts of all time. The other one's gonna say one of their least favorite, and then we're gonna swap in the middle.
Yeah, we're gonna say one's gonna say their top 5 best, other's gonna say top 5 worst, and then we're gonna switcheroo, and the other's gonna say their other 5. So
we're gonna show them to you.
Yeah, we'll get our
Steve.
You guys, Steve.
Steven, get over here. Stop petting my dog.
He really likes dogs.
No boundaries, that guy.
No boundaries.
All right. Well,
so do you want to start with?
I do want to say I the way I chose. So when I was choosing my least favorite box art, because this was one you could go like the sports route and just pick nothing but like really bad like Madden and stuff from like the 90s. But like
these are pretty awesome though.
I went and I chose ones that I actually remember playing through, and like games that I owned that I just remember thinking like, wow, that looks bad. Like just why? So that's kind of how that was like my approach. Is I sort of went like with ones that I just remember owning and remember just thinking the box art was really bad or thinking it was awesome at the time maybe, and then looking back at it and going, what the hell?
My list is more my bad ones. I worked at a retro game store for about 5 years, and I saw the bad of the bad come through that place. So I just picked the ones that just stuck with me. Because with older games, it's easy just to be like, that's bad. Because there's a lot of so bad it's good when it comes to box art as well. I just wanted to get the ones that were just like,
yeah,
this is just ugly. This is just ugly.
So yeah,
not designed.
So our lists are going to be a little bit different, which is good. And so yeah, mine are definitely going to be probably a little more like mainstream games you're going to know about, and you definitely heard of before, but it's just going to be like ones that I just remember being pretty either like just bad designs or just super forgettable and just like you could have done anything else. Like Metallica Black Album level bad.
It can't get any more black.
Does no one talk about how bad that album cover is?
But doesn't it have like a faded printing of like a rattlesnake on the corner?
It does, but it's like it's so dark and it's
Hey.
just, why is it even there?
I don't know. That just always reminds me of Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah.
Can it get any more black? And the answer is no.
No.
It can't get any more blacker.
I met Michael McKean, man. I love him.
I'm Christopher Guest.
What?
Oh my gosh, I'm hilarious. I'm a genius writer. I love Christopher Guest.
So Meatball, what is one of your favorite covers of a video game?
Favorite? No order at all.
Yeah, I'm in order.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start with Contra for the NES. Steve, bring it up. All right. So I mean, I don't know. As a kid, I remember renting this a lot. I had Super C. I didn't have the original Contra as a kid. But I remember always seeing this box cover at the rental store, and I mean, I grew up watching every Commando and Rambo but I mean, the cover is Commando and Rambo fighting a xenomorph. That's like the coolest thing ever.
It really is cool box art. I think a lot of NES games just looked cool because they were surrounded by that gray and they had that
especially
cool weird
the Konami gray box, and then like the stylized C in Contra, and then like the steel Contra, and it's like Contra.
Yeah, it really is just like Rambo fighting like Xenomorph. It's like, yeah, that's good. That's Contra.
It's awesome. That's it, and it really back then. Game art never really described the game well, You're always kind of taking a chance, but with Contra, you got exactly what you thought you got. You saw the cover and you're like, oh, look, it's Rambo and Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting xenomorphs, and that is literally what you got.
Yeah, it really was. But yeah, I'm the same with you. I only really played Super C. I didn't own the first game for some reason. It's like Double Dragon. I never had the first one. I always just played 2. Is the first one?
You don't need to play the first one because there's only one player.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Me and my brother would play it.
Yeah.
Same
for some odd reason. I don't know why there was only one player.
So my next
What's your
worst box art is Resident Evil 6.
You're about to say 3.
Roll it up, Steve. Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. I forget your name. Thanks, Steve. So yeah, Resident Evil 6, man. It's just it's like, not only does that 6 look bad, it just doesn't look appealing at all. It's such a weird looking thing, but it's like got webs coming off of it.
I played the demo for 6. I didn't really play much of it, but there were no spiders in 6, were there?
I don't think of remembering any spiders or webs or anything that alludes to.
I don't know what that is.
It's such a boring, stupid, gross cover, and especially I went with the Xbox 360 just because with the 360 and that it just looks so ugly. It's so gross. Like the
purple, blue, and then you got the green kind of bar on top.
It still looks bad on the PS3, but the 360 version looks even worse just because of this dark contrast of colors. It's just, God, I hate that cover. And Resident Evil's got a pretty good line of cool covers, or just weird or just over the top covers. 4 has a really cool cover, but 6 was just okay. Okay. Makes sense. It's the worst Resident Evil. So.
Yeah, I don't understand. Is it 6 Resident Evil? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's the other part. It's just a big purple 6, and then it says Resident Evil under it. And so you're when I first saw this, I didn't even realize that was a 6 because it's such a bad 6.
It looks like an upside down G.
It does, because it doesn't even connect or anything.
No.
Okay. Yeah, and why are the webs purple?
I don't know. I don't even know why there are webs.
Anyways, what's your next good pick?
Good pick is Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation 1. Roll it up, Steve. I was going to pick, it was, for one of the slots, it was either going to be Metal Gear Solid or one of the Japanese Final Fantasy covers, because they both have the same kind of visual motif.
I almost went with Metal Gear 1, but when I saw that you went with this one, I was like, Okay, I won't do Metal Gear because I think Metal Gear for one is one of my favorite NES covers.
Well, you know the origin of that cover, right?
Snake Eater. No, what is the origin?
It is a tracing of a promotional still of Michael Biehn from Terminator 1.
Are you serious?
Yep.
That's
Konami
awesome.
just took that promotional photo, they just traced over it, and they're just like, Metal Gear.
It's
Or
like
at least Ultra did it. I don't know if it was Konami proper, but
Okami on the Wii stole an IGN.
Yes,
They had the IGN.
There's the watermark. Yeah. So I remember you remember John Forsell. He gave me. I bought his copy of Xenogears and Metal Gear Solid 1 from him. And,
Big John Forsell. Oh yeah.
He sold it to me.
This, man.
He probably is, but he sold it
John.
long time ago. This was like, I don't know. This was like probably like 8th grade or maybe 9th grade or something. And I remember seeing that cover, just like the white and then that awesome like tech typeface with like glistening with the red. I'm just like, I want that. I didn't even know what it was. I just saw he had Xenogears, which was a JRPG, and I'm like, oh, it's like Final Fantasy. But then I just saw that cover. I'm just like, get that too. And
he was your gateway.
He really is. Honestly, I blame John. I blame you for all of my ridiculous addictions.
He's still on. I see him playing. He's on PlayStation like all the time.
But yeah,
we love you, John.
He got me into Metal Gear Solid, and he got me into
post this video to your timeline, John. Hope you know.
Because honestly, those are like two of my. They're probably my top 2 games.
Yeah, I was like, so Big John was the catalyst.
He was the catalyst. And that cover is it's so stylish, and simple, and minimalist, and I love it.
So, are you saying that we should have, when we do our news show, we should have another John join us?
3 Johns.
3 Johns. Hey, John. It's John and John. Yeah, that's a very sleek cover art.
Yeah,
not a lot of art to it. It's just
it's real minimal, and I just have emotional memory attached to it. So I'm just like, it's
emotional memories. So my next one is Fatal Frame.
I love this cover though.
For PS2. Pull it up. Yeah, that cover is terrible. This is the worst cover I've ever seen.
Really? Because really,
it's so bad.
Like, it's not good, but I kind of like it in a weird way because it's definitely inviting to the eye. You're like, what the hell is that?
Inviting to the eye like a fucking canker sore.
Yeah, but what do? You're like, you ask the person about the canker sore. You look at the canker sore, like a car accident. You're like, whoa, was it? Anyone die?
Again, it doesn't really tell you what the game is or anything. It's just like a guy and another, and like
with his head like,
and then like a weird like. Anyways, it's so bad. Just Fatal Frame.
I remember seeing that cover art a lot, and I don't know. I kind of like it.
A lot of my picks are actually good games. I think, in my opinion, my least favorite game on my list is Resident Evil 6. But even that game's not terrible. It's like not good.
It's just a disappointment.
Yeah, it's just. I know Dylan likes it.
Dylan. Huh.
Dylan.
More like dildo.
Ah, got him. Nailed him down. But yeah, so.
Love you, Dylan.
Fatal Frame, wonderful.
Fatal Fame.
Just so
coming up.
What's your next pick there, B-Ball?
I'm going to go for Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Bring it on up.
Oh, man.
Steven, right? Yeah, Steven. But, oh, man. First of all, I mean, I generally love all GTA artwork. They've always had that kind of like, I don't even know how to describe their cover art style, but they've always used that motif of like the multi-panel frames and the stylized kind of like cartoon, but like not cartoon like.
Yeah, it has like a pulp.
You know, yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, it has like a pulpy comic kind of vibe
pulp,
to it.
yeah.
And I've always liked it. And Vice City is probably my favorite one just because of the soundtrack and the era. And
every time I see that cover, like I immediately am just like, everybody's working for the weekend. It's
oh man.
Yeah,
it's great. Like it has everything. Helicopters,
it does have the best soundtrack,
motorcycles, guys with sunglasses, ladies in bikinis, sports cars exploding. It's boats.
The modern version, or Grand Theft Auto covers are like the modern version of like what we got on the covers of like NES games when we were like like California games and Double Dragon and shit. It's just like a bunch of stuff. It's just like a bunch of conversations topics. It's just like a guy smoking weed, a chick fucking in a bikini, a fucking dude with a gun.
But it really gives you the whole scope. Gives you the scope of what the game's gonna be. You know, you're like, I'm gonna see guys in sunglasses and cars exploding and helicopters and speedboats. It's gonna be Miami Vice basically, but Miami Vice City.
I think Vice City might be my second favorite Grand Theft Auto behind 5, just because I think
5 just plays so well.
5 is just like, it's like the epitome of Grand Theft Auto. It's a 3-generation fucking video game at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a gameplay trailer for PS5 for that game. I mean, good God.
It's insane.
It's just never going to die. That's a good one. Vice City.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, Vice City.
Good memories.
Remember when there was like the Scarface secret room?
The whole ending of the game is basically Scarface.
Couldn't you could get it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're like in a mansion. And
you're like,
well, you have your own. You have the Scarface mansion in that game anyway.
Yeah. Amazing. It's amazing. It really is like the Tarantino of video games. It's just like an unabashed just homage constantly. It's great.
My next worst is the original Tomb Raider 1 for PS1. Roll it, Steve. Yeah, so that's a pretty yikesy cover. When I was a kid and I had this game,
cool.
I didn't realize. I guess I didn't realize how bad this was, but it's almost like they're using a weird pixelated model for the cover art. But I'm just like, you can draw stuff, right?
Yeah, but you have to understand at that point in time, that was like state of the art. So they wanted to show off their state of the art. It just aged really fast.
It just aged so bad. Many PS1 covers are terrible. Like the Mega Man Legends covers are very similar to this one, where it's just like this really bland and badly. It looks like a weird rendered. I don't even. It looks like, how Super Nintendo did those. They did like Killer Instinct and Donkey Kong Country, and Rare did that thing where they like simulated that like upgraded technology with their graphics by basically taking pictures of that stuff. And so it basically made it seem like Donkey Kong Country looked like super advanced. Digitizing. It almost reminds me of that, where it's like they were trying to. I don't even know, man. It's so bad. It aged so bad. But Killer Instinct and Donkey Kong still aged well. Like I can still go play those games on Super Nintendo today, and they're fine. They're not super.
I don't know, man. She's got giant boobs, so I mean.
Oh, you're right. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I'm a simple man. I'm a
simple kind of man. Not even how that song goes.
All right, my next up is Ico.
I've always said Ico, but I believe it is Ico.
Ico.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's also like an alternate one that's really ugly, which is weird. There's one it's got that weird.
Where it's like he's pulling her, right?
It's just like his really generic looking face, and he's like right there. Yeah. It's not that pulled back where they're just like holding it like that. It's not that like about. Yeah, because that other one is like that shows the scale of it, and it's just they're just two of them, the one we just showed, and then there's the another one where it's like his face is like right up, and you got the little horns, and it looks really bad. It's so strange that there's so many a lot of that, like in a lot of like Japanese meets American cover art. Like Americans don't want to see artistic shit. They just want to see like a big ugly character in front of them.
They want to see this character as close as possible.
Like Final Fantasy VI cover art, or the 3 in America, is just like I love that game. That cover art's just boring. There's nothing going on. And then you look at the one that was the Japan got, which is like the, what's his name? Who does the
Yoshitaka Amano.
Yoshitaka Amano. He in his artwork is beautiful. It's so like gorgeous. He does Metal Gear stuff too, doesn't he?
No, that's Yoji Shinkawa.
Okay, so who did the one that's on the Nier? The Nier.
I don't think that's either.
It looks a lot like.
It might be Shinkawa.
I think it's one of them because I remember reading about it.
Either way, it's very similar of that like wispy, line drawn kind of style.
Watercolor, but like really detailed. Like minimal color, but just like super detailed sketch. Like I love it.
Yeah, but it's kind of why I like the Ico cover. It's very simple. Again, it tells you what it's simple, and it tells you what the game is. It's you're pulling this girl around.
You're pulling her around.
That's literally that a game. Okay, you're walking through this world. Here's the world. It's like this cover. It's like the setting is more of the character than the character. The characters are tiny, and it's like that's what you're doing, but look at the world.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great. It's a pretty decent game. I actually never finished it because I didn't love the gameplay there. I didn't love like leading the girl around.
Yeah, because it's pretty much just like an escort the game.
Well, leading the girl around and then pushing boxes and then leading her around and pushing more boxes and then they came out with Shadow of the Colossus and you're like, yes, this is what I've been wanting to do. Give me a sword. Let me kill giant beasts. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So I guess that's my next one, which would be Time Splitters 2. Go ahead and roll it, Steve. Yikes. That's a bad cover box. Yeah, it's called a cover box.
His gun is so enormous.
His gun is enormous.
I love it.
The character model is the most generic looking thing ever. It's that weird, like late 90s, mid or like early 2000s, like 3D like render of just really goopy, just messy looking character design. Like it's just I don't even know. There's like no artistic anything in this. It just looks like a computer created it out of some algorithm. It was just like make guy with sunglasses and gun.
It's like, hey, can you computer? Can you take the guy from Deus Ex, shave his head, and give him a bigger gun? Thanks, computer.
This is actually my favorite. This is my favorite game on this list because I love Time Splitters 2. I played the shit out of it. It was great. They
need to bring that back.
And doesn't well, it's supposed to be because THQ Nordic bought the rights to Time Splitters, and we're all like,
they sitting on it.
Just like they bought the rights to a bunch of other, like Kingdom of Amalur and stuff, and everyone's like, why are you buying the rights to all the obscure games and then they're going to re-release them? And I guess they're doing all right because, hey, you got it. But yeah, it's ugly as shit. That's disgusting.
I don't mind it. I don't know. I like the shadows coming from behind him.
That's great for shadows.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Splitters.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I kind of like that he looks like the guy from Deus Ex with the bald head.
I hate him. So bad. When I was a kid, I didn't like this box art either. I was like, I actually didn't buy the game for a really long time from Hastings. It was like until it was on sale because like it just looked stupid. But then like I finally played it and I was like, oh, this is really fun. Had amazing multiplayer, had a really cool campaign and stuff where you're going through time, of course. Yeah.
Splitting
time. That's what you do. It's a good name for a game.
It's like Chrono
What's
Break.
your final pick for your good?
My final favorite video game art is Doom, the original 91, I think. I want to say now. I want to say 91, but like, come on, like it's. I don't even. Steve, roll that picture, please. Oh, thanks, Steve. You jerk.
Oh, here you go, Steve. Here you go.
Oh, cool. You got the much less cool version.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that my copy?
No.
I used to have a copy of that. I sold it to someone. I don't remember.
No, I bought this from some slumdog millionaire. Fucking sold it to me with like they came in the GameStop and he like sold it, and I was like, you don't have to give me the case and stuff, and he was like, I don't want. This is my dad's or whatever, and I was like, okay, and then like I turned around and bought it because we sold it for like $12, and so I turned around and bought the like inbox with manual.
Nice.
Yeah.
But my gosh, Doom.
That's such a great cover.
What can you even say? Like, I don't know. I love this cover. I'm looking at it right now. It's just.
This is debatably just one of the best.
It's like someone was just like, hey, let's just make the coolest heavy metal album cover, and then just sell a game with it.
Yeah.
Like if you just replace the guns with like a guitar, which you could easily do.
And then you just put Slayer instead of Doom.
Or heck, the name of the band could be called Doom, for all we know. Like,
sure.
And then boom, you have yourself a heavy metal cover. I mean, the songs are basically just heavy metal.
They're just metallic. Like they even
rip-offs.
They talked about how there was a couple of songs on there that were like slightly altered, like Metallica riffs and Slayer riffs and stuff. It was just like, yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you got demons. I love some of the demons are like looking back at the camera, like, oh, what?
And
then Doom guy. Not much to say. It's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, it is. It's a really good cover, and that brings me to my final choice, which is also Doom 2016.
What?
Roll it, Steve. Yeah. So the travesty behind this, I know you might not be saying, Robin, that's not the worst box art ever. Yeah, it may not be like the worst box art, but considering what we had in 1991, and then you're rebranding the game, and you choose this generic, shitty Marine random Halo cover, it's so vanilla, it's so fucking boring. And then to add insult to injury, well, not really insult to injury, but I mean, you gave us options. You could flip the cover around, and they made their own awesome cover art.
You know what that tells me?
Back to the original.
You know what that tells me? It tells me that the developers wanted to do an homage to the original cover, but the publisher was like, no. We need
the coronavirus.
Yeah.
just now.
It just works. It works like that. It just works. Coronavirus. It just works.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's classic. Like the developer clearly wanted to make because they had so much love for the original Doom.
Yeah, and it shows the game design. Yeah,
the game is so good, but man, I almost it was another game I almost didn't buy because I was like, God, this is going to be a shitty reboot because it looks like they don't care. It looks like
some gritty, dark reboot.
Yeah, it looks like they're just making it some like another military shooter, and it's just going to be like this super lame campaign. And then when I finally played it, I was like, oh, this is Doom. This is just like modernized Doom.
It's the heart of Doom.
It's just the heavy metal, and you move really fast. There's like, it doesn't feel like there's still power ups. Like and I don't know it. To me, I think that for the reasons around it, that's what makes that art so bad to me, was because the inside of it is some amazing artwork. If you flip the damn thing around, let's go ahead and show that one too, Steve. So much better. I mean,
and it's yeah, that is the saddest part. The fact that it was just like right underneath the surface.
Every Doom had cool artwork except for Doom 3. But yeah. I mean, that even was kind of like a reboot-ish thing. But I still like Doom 3. I mean, a lot of people didn't because it was like,
yeah, but that cover was just as bad. The cover for that is pretty much like this one, but with the monster on the front instead.
At least there's a monster. I think it's because there's so many boring Marine guy holding a gun, and it's like Doom has always broken those conventions, or actually started those conventions, and then
yeah.
people broke them, and then Doom brought it back, and so it's always had this identity to it. And so for me to see this ugly generic cover, I was like so disappointed. I was like, come on, man, you can do better than this. We can be better than this.
Not with Bethesda.
No fucking Bethesda. They're dead to me. If they don't do something soon,
their next game has to wow.
And Doom world. Eternal was great, but Bethesda don't. That's the thing, is they don't get credit for Doom.
They don't get all the companies they own. The only thing they get credit for is they allow them to do what they want.
Yeah, because Arcane Studios and who makes Doom? It's just id. Yeah, it's just id and Arcane Studios are like arguably their two biggest acquisitions, and they're the only two making games.
And they're the ones making Bethesda money. Well, that's not true. Like Fallout 76 is making them money.
Machine Head, right? Machine Head makes Wolfenstein.
Yeah, for some reason I thought that was id as well.
Yeah,
because as a kid I always conflated the two made by the same people, because they practically play.
It's crazy that we have amazing Doom and Wolfenstein games again. What the hell is going on?
It's super weird. So someone should reboot Wolfenstein again, but make it play like the original Wolfenstein, which is like a stealth game basically.
You know what's awesome is I have the Wolfenstein 2 like collector's edition, and it comes with like BJ. It comes with like a fucking like bar, like the G.I. Joe doll.
No way.
It's a G.I. Joe doll.
That's awesome.
Him, and you can like put clothes on him and add like weapons to him and shit, and, like change his jacket and stuff. It's fucking amazing. It's such a great, but instead of like a generic, like a statue or something, it's just this awesome like G.I. Joe doll.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man. So I guess we're gonna flip it. You guys like the halfway twist to this list? Twisted you like a shamwans, like a sham on a lawn,
or like a ShamWow,
like a ShamWow. M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan.
That'd be a great like Twitter name.
That's good. All right, so my number 5 for worst game art is going to be Batman Arkham City Game of the Year edition.
Uh-oh.
Roll it, Steve.
So yeah, that's really bad. And what's a real travesty on this one? So we have a flip soon. So the original cover art of this game is actually pretty good. It's like totally different, and Batman's just like crouching on a building top. It's like all Batman. White, and it looks pretty good, and it's kind of minimalistic. And then the Game of the Year edition is just it's like it's one of the most amazing covers. It's just like so many quotations. It's like quotation the game.
Like, and what my favorite part of the whole thing is the name of the game is the smallest thing on the screen. What is that?
It's just like, this game's amazing.
10 out of 10. What? Yeah, they're like yelling all these accolades, and then you're just left like, what game is it? And then Batman's in the middle, like, look like he just got the crap beat out of him. It's just like, ooh.
I mean, I have to fall to you because, you know, you did throw a Game of the Year on here. And, I mean, you know, that's not the original cover art. So, like, they're just being kind of a tool.
Your rules don't affect me.
Well, that being said, let's move on to my number 5 favorite cover art. Nier Automata Game of the Year edition. Or Game of Yora is what it's called.
Oh, I get
Game
it.
of Yora edition.
Roll that beautiful band footage.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Now that's how you make a cover for Game of the Year edition.
You know what that art reminds me of? It reminds me of Did you pick up Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you pick up the Steelbook?
I don't think I got the Steelbook.
Well, it reminds me of the Steelbook art. I don't think that was done by Amano, but it reminds me a lot of the Steelbook art.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of that. And Octopath Traveler also has that same kind of artwork on it too. I feel like there's somebody's in common here. Somebody worked on something. You can't have these
some kind of
artists all, I don't know. No, I remember reading that the Game of the Yora edition of Nier was going to be, the artwork was being done by like one of the famous artists, but I just don't remember who it was. But yeah, I love that it's like 2B, she's like carrying 9S, and then A2's behind her, and it just, I don't know, like that whole shot just like, it just, to me, that's like the feels like that when I'm like, what is this game? It's kind of like like kind of some of the Metal Gear art. It's like when somebody's like, what is this game? You can like look at that artwork and be like,
yeah.
I know like this game's sad already.
Yeah. There's something about that art style, that wispy kind of sketchy art style. It's very evocative, and like it just makes you go like, there might be so like there's something they have enough faith in the game to make the cover not just some generic army guy. You know what I mean? Like they had enough faith in the game to be like, let's put something.
Well, and I might be wrong, but I think in Japan that was the original cover art. But I think
wouldn't be surprised.
Again, they did this. I think they made the more like 3D art, right, for the original cover, and made it like more actiony, where like 2B's got a katana out and they're like fighting. It's still pretty good cover, actually.
Yeah, I mean that's what you do in the game almost all the time. So.
But it's a lot more like action focused, whereas this one's much more artistic and just wispy. But yeah, I love it. Love it. What's your number 4? Worst.
Number 4 worst is the Terminator for the Sega CD.
Here we go.
Roll it, Steve. All right. I remember seeing this.
That's a good one.
At work all the time. And just like it's like baby's first like kind of, it's like someone got MS Paint with some stamps and was just like, wow, look, I made
3 stamps.
Wow, look at all the different. This one has inverted colors. Whoa, it's just, and it's not even like,
I still don't get how QA like let this happen. They were just like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's the Terminator. It was by Virgin. Like this was not like some like, I don't know how, but I love it. I hate it, but I also kind of love it. But it's confounding because it doesn't even make any sense. Like,
how you do.
There's no real structure to it. It's just like they just randomly just put them in random places.
This is how you do a Terminator cover.
No, that's RoboCop versus Terminator.
What?
I know.
Silly. do you like how I just randomly pull stuff off my shelves during these episodes? This is a thing.
Oh, this thing?
Look at this.
But yes, it's terrible. It always caught my eye and I just always would stare at it and just marvel at its.
Look at me over here. Look at me here.
Look, I'm tiny. I'm tiny here. And I'm a little bigger behind here. There's a big version of me over here where I'm chromo. Then I'm over here. I'm all big now. Just like, oh yeah, it's terrible.
Most people put 1 picture on their games. We're gonna put 4.
Put 4 varying sizes and terrible styles.
Good one. It's a good one. See, that's another one of those like so bad it's good that like. Yeah, it's hard to like really because some of these I have nostalgia for, so like my nostalgia clouds like the fact that it's just
this one's on the edge of so bad it's good for me. Like I can laugh at it, but just the random nature of the placement, I'm just like Who did this?
Who
did this?
Who did it? Who?
All right.
All right. So my next pick for favorite cover art of all time goes to Castlevania Uno.
Ooh,
Roll it, Steve. Thanks a lot, Steve. Yeah, there's not a lot to say about this one. I mean, I had a shirt that had this exact cover on it, and then like it tore, and I am buying another one because I love that. I love that cover so much.
Yeah.
And again, this shows you what you're doing in the game.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, straight up.
Konami, man, those gray box, the gray box Konami games are just they're so good. Like, again, you have that awesome, you have the gray frame, and then you have the stylish Castlevania logo, and then you have the characters doing what they do in the game.
You're behind Simon, so you know that you're gonna be Simon Belmont. He's got a badass whip. He's a tough bro. And then if in front of him you have this massive castle, and so you're like, clearly I'm gonna be this guy going through this castle. And then there's Dracula.
What the heck? It's Dracula.
And then there's Dracula, and it's like, oh, so I'm gonna be going through this castle and inevitably fight the big guy in the sky.
Yeah.
And then the art is just so, I love it so much. I want to get a tattoo of it on my face.
Oh, you should. You definitely should. You will never regret that.
Never.
When
I'm a school teacher.
Teacher,
can I ask you a question? If it's about my face tattoo, you better lock it up, Ronnie.
Ronnie, he's not going anywhere.
No, he isn't. He's got he's got a first class ticket to Juvie.
Whoa.
What's your next worst box art?
See, this one's a classic. I could not put it on here because it's just amazing. It's one of the most amazing fumbles in video game history. That is Nes Mega Man One.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah, roll the thing, Steve.
Roll it. What do you say? All right.
Wowee.
It's just.
I love in Metroid. I love in Mega Man when you get the handgun.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I love
when you get the handgun power up where you're holding a gun.
Or just like who drew this? Like
did they even know what was happening?
Someone's like 15-year-old niece drew this, and it's just badly proportioned body, and he's like
it would be bad enough. This is so bad it's good, but definitely deserves to be on the bad list.
Yeah,
because
exceptionally bad.
When someone's like the Castlevania shows what you're doing, who you're gonna play as, who you're fighting, the castle and everything. This in no way shows you what anything is going to be like in that game, because you're a cartoon character. You're very clearly not meant to be. It's not even trying to make you human sized or whatever. You're just this little chibi cute guy running around shooting bullets out of his arm, and he's a robot.
Not a guy.
Just a guy in hockey armor.
With he looks like someone from a high school theater version of Tron or something. Just like, yeah,
I want to cosplay as this guy. Like, it's just the cover of Mega Man One.
And it stinks because the Capcom boxes. I like the the oblong neon grid. Like, I think it's cool. I grew up in the 80s and like neon grids. That's pretty tight.
Yeah, neon grids.
And then it's just like, yeah. It is so bad it's good. It is so bad it's good, but it's so exceptionally bad that I could not put it. It's
so damning to the source material that it has to be mentioned. This, if you hadn't have picked this one, it would have ended up on my list. Because you just can't ignore something this terrible.
All
right. So you. My next good favorite box art, I'm excited to show you this particular box art because it's one of my favorites.
Tell me more.
Hey ho! This is another team Eco game. They have really good box art, apparently. This is my favorite Team Eco box art. Last Guardian. Roll it, Johnny. Or Steve. Whoever's over there. Wowee.
Wow. Wow.
Wowee wow. I love that box art a lot. It does that same thing where it shows you that sense of scale. Because like half the box is just the creature, Trico, and then you just have the tiny, the boy, reaching up. And it's such a cool sense of scale. It's got cool sense of color, cool art style. Like it's very appealing to me. And
no, I like the border.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the creature's body kind of goes out of the border, which kind of gives just like. Again,
it's like he's so big that you're only seeing part of his body.
Yeah, I like the black border. I like the type. I like the font that they use. It reminds me, if this was a movie, this would be like the Criterion Collection cover. Like it reminds me of just like a classy movie cover.
It's very classy. Yeah,
classy.
I really enjoy it. Again, it kind of evokes a lot of like a melancholy kind of feeling, and I like it. Hey, where'd that bottle go? It's gone.
Into the unknown.
Into the city.
I have too many nieces that run around singing freaking Frozen.
Oh, all right. God. Oh my goodness.
Frozen 2. What?
Speaking of Frozen.
All right.
What's your
Speaking of Frozen
for bad box art?
This one, me and my coworkers, like this was a running gag. But this is one of the most WTF covers. It's for the Wii. Cheggers Party Quiz.
Roll it, Steve.
Roll it, Steve.
That's terrible.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't even know. Even if you had the worst quality assurance team in the universe, I still don't understand how this got through.
I don't know. Like, I think you said once before, it's like it's easy to just pick on Wii shovelware because there was just so much of it, and all of it had really bad covers. But this one, I mean, I don't know what they were going for exactly with this person Chegger, but I hate it, and it's terrifying. It's like if one of the aliens from Mac and Me mated with a human. And
yeah, I don't understand why they're trying so hard to make this person not look like a human being.
Yeah, they tried their best.
He just this giant head, and it's not even a caricature. It's like worse than that.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. It's bad.
It's disarmingly creepy.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, I love it.
I'll get you a poster made.
Oh my gosh!
You can put it behind you while you're doing the podcast.
Big 6x10 poster. Boosh! God, I love you, Chegger.
Check. What is that? What is that even? What is that word?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Hey, Chegger.
Anyway.
So my next pick for good game cover is The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Roll it. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, there's not I don't know. You can't say anything bad about this cover. It's fucking awesome. I think it's the best Zelda cover they've ever done.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, most of them are kind of boring. Like they're just like a shield, a sword through it, and it says Zelda.
So many of them. That's classy, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's fine. It's just this is the first one to me that was like, oh damn, they getting edgy up in here with.
Yeah. No, I do like the.
It's edgy in not a pretentious way, and especially with the GameCube, because GameCube had a lot of really bad box art because it was that age where tons of box art was just like those shitty 3D models of time splitters and. Even Metroid Prime and stuff, I don't love those box arts. They're just kind of 3D model stuff. And this one was, to me, it was so artistic and cool, and it just again showed you that duality of Link and Wolf Link. And
yeah,
I just loved it.
No, I do like the cut in half mirror motif that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to look at all the Zelda box arts because I kind of forgot what a lot of them looked like.
I'm telling you, a lot of them are either the high.
I liked Skyward Swords.
Yeah, that one was also just kind of like a glimmery, like
background. it was like a gold like a shimmering gold background, and I think Link was just like holding a sword up like He-Man and stuff. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, okay, I guess that one was like. There's not a lot of Zeldas that have like actual art.
Yeah,
art on the front. Like
most of them just have that just normal key art.
Link Between Worlds, the original Zelda, Zelda 2. Like all of those have very like, I don't know, they're weird.
Yeah, no, it's a good one.
For such an,
I'm trying to remember what Wind Waker's looked like. I cannot remember what.
Wind Waker was it shows the boat and he's kind of like reaching up to the sail. I think
it's gold, right, in the background, and like the boat's behind him, and he's like something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a video that I love, and it's Tim Rogers, and he's trying to recall game box art.
Oh yeah,
have you watched that?
Yeah, that's a good video.
Yeah,
he does an incredible job.
Yeah, he really does. He's like, if I remember correctly, and like it's like
he describes it perfectly. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Like working in the game industry and looking at some of those boxes so long, you're just like.
He just has a freakish memory.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
hello.
Like, what's wrong with you? He's like, and he drops it. He's like, yeah, I have neurological issues. It's like, oh, that's why. That's why you have such good memory. You're a freak of nature.
Yeah,
Mr. Rogers.
But yeah, I mean, I guess Breath of the Wild would be the only other one to me that's a really good contender.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good box art.
Yeah.
I finally feel like the Switch actually has some pretty good box art.
Yeah, for the most part, it's some pretty solid.
If you think about like, Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey looks really cool. Fire Emblem is really good box art. The Octopath Traveler, the Final Fantasy Zodiac Age and stuff, like I don't know, the Switch got some cool box art. They're kind of like bringing it back.
The Switch is awesome.
I love the Switch. I love it.
So many ways. All right. So my last pick. Oh boy, this is one that I distinctly remember the day this game came in to the store. Someone told to us. Me and my coworkers were trying our best to not laugh in their face about this box art. This is for the Game Boy Advance. This is Carnage Rally.
Roll it, Steve. Thanks a lot, Steve. Yeah, that's terrible.
What is?
It's another one of those like, what even is this? What are we looking at?
What is this?
It's not quite as bad as the Chuggers.
No.
But it's almost there.
But wow, it's
good. I love it.
I don't know. We laughed about it for a good week or so. Carnage.
Yeah, there was a bunch of them kind of like this that were like My Riding Stables and like Barbie and her puppies, and like there was so many of those like those box arts where I had
Jaleka.
That's why I had to like make my own weird rule, because I was like, if I don't, it's gonna just be a list full of just like little girls games and little like shitty like Wii shovelware and stuff. But yeah, no, this one's bad.
It's bad. I don't know exactly what's going on with this weird punk guy with the black eyes. Some sort of demolition derby game, but I don't know why the car is fine, but he's beat up. I don't know. So many questions. We'll never know. Thank you, Jaleka.
We'll never know, because whoever
will never play that game.
Probably in hiding. It's the Jake Lloyd of box art.
No.
No, because the guy's probably like in jail for like hitting his mom or something. That's what Jake Lloyd did. That's not funny. Don't laugh, okay?
That sucks.
Hey, don't be bad at Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, maybe the Star Wars community shouldn't be such a bunch of a-holes.
That's true. Nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
We're really terrible people. Like, Star Wars fans are really bad.
Bad people.
Yeah, we drove this poor child to a life of crime.
Yeah, and then, they're doing it now with the chick who played Rose. She's like...
Yeah, I really hope she goes...
depressed.
She's probably going to go rob a bank.
Probably. And I wouldn't blame her.
We're going to be like, why? And then she's going to be like, because everyone made fun of me online. And then, well, don't go online. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rose. Stop robbing banks. Jerk. You really sucked. You sucked in that movie. I didn't like her at all.
She's better than Jake Lloyd. Anyways, so that brings me to...
Cannot disagree with that.
The best...
ever.
Undisputed champion of the best box art of all time. Stop it. A game you've never heard of.
Oh, this is under the radar, bro. This is a deep cut. This is like a seaside.
Super Metroid. Roll it, Steven. I think Steve. I mean, this box art's so good.
It's pretty dope.
It's so good. I mean, again, what are you doing in the game? You're a fucking badass, space badass person. You're a badass bounty hunter in armor who's fighting a purple dragon. Like,
and then there's an even bigger monster behind the dragon, and you're just like,
mother brain.
And I think that's
no, it's Kraid.
Yeah, Kraid, that's his name.
I was gonna say Kano.
I was gonna say Krang, and I'm like, that's not right either. Like Krang from Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles, the brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Mother Brain.
Ninja Turtles.
Same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, dude, I love this box art so much. Like, again, it's one of those where like, it's kind of like Castlevania one where I just want like tattoos on my face. I want to put it all over my walls.
Sure.
I already have a shirt of it, but it's like just the box art. I love it. It's like that's how you know it's good box art is like when you get a shirt of a game, you just like give me just the box art again, like because that was just so cool. And then I think the Japanese version was even cooler somehow.
I imagine so. They usually
it just
are.
Pretty much always was.
Yeah, that's how it always is.
So, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot you can say about this that hasn't already been said, but man, it's just fucking Samus like fighting Ridley and
she's like diving forward and shooting back. She's like,
yeah, she's doing this cool like perspective shot, and I don't know, it's just cool like for that. I don't know, for that time, and so many like games that have. I know like there's a lot of people that like argue Super Nintendo game box art. A lot of people like just really like the Chrono Trigger box art, but I don't. I don't think it's bad, but it's
all right. I've always like weird. Yeah, because like Chrono's just like chilling there with his hand on his sword. He's like,
no, isn't he? Oh wait, yeah, no.
Right? Isn't that what it is?
He's leaping through the air.
Oh, it's that key art of them fighting the guy, right?
Yeah, they're fighting the first boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the first boss, but
Chrono's leaping through the air.
She's casting Hecarim, I think. I think it's supposed to be on a cut content of the game, actually. Well, but I like that cover though. I
like it too. Some people are like it's the best Super Nintendo cover ever, and I definitely disagree. I think Secret of Mana is better.
You know why they say that? Because they're Dragon Ball Z fanboys.
Yeah, but like, one thing I didn't realize. So like when I first looked at this box art, as you can tell, Marl is casting.
Yeah, fire, just like in the game.
She fires. She burns ice in the game.
What? No, man.
And so, but what I learned is pointed out to me is they have a triple tech, and I can't remember what it's called. It's like shit, I can't remember. They have a triple tech where Chrono jumps off of Frog, and Marl shoots magic at Chrono's sword, and like enhances his sword. And I actually looked it up in the game because I don't remember like learning this in my last playthrough, but yeah, it doesn't look. It's not like ice. It's like she's just imbuing him with magic, so it actually does look like more like fire. That is actually in the game. That's an actual triple tag. But
and
you can't fight that
scene. That scene is actually from a cut section of the game too. There's supposed to be a section where you went over the Mystic Mountains in, I want to say in 600 AD, whenever Magus is defeated. There's supposed to be a segment of the game where like all the mystics and fiends like were leaving the mainland and going overseas, and you're kind of following them, and you go up this snowy mountain and stuff. Interesting little piece of
that boss in a snow.
Yeah, so it's an interesting piece of like concept art.
That's like Doom really Mountain or whatever, or Death Peak or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Interesting little
knowledge droplet.
Little.
So yeah, those are our top 10 favorite and top 10 least favorite box arts.
Do you have any what do they call those? Honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. I do. Honorable mention for best, Okami. Mm-hmm. For the PS2. I love that box art, man. Just that red sun and the white wolf, and you know, I love that box art so much. That just that art alone, there's so much fan art that comes off of just that game. That it just has such a cool just a cool look to it. Did you have a honorable mention?
I mean, I just the easiest Mario Brothers 1.
Okay.
It's just designed really well. Like, it's really simple. It's pretty much all those NES Black Box, those first 13 or so releases on the NES, just like they're just classically designed, and especially the Mario one, like he's kind of tilted and it's got the border around it and the wall. It's nicely designed. I'd want that on a shirt, because it looks.
I'd wear that on a shirt.
I'd tattoo that on my back.
I'd tattoo that on my ass.
Too late.
Any worst honorable mentions?
Not really.
We don't go there. We've already gone there.
I've said my piece.
I've already journeyed into that dark place. So yeah, those are our picks for top 12 favorite box arts and top 10 least favorite box arts. I have been one of your hosts this evening.
Be sure to let us know down below.
Meatball. Let us know what your favorite or least favorite box art is, has been, or will be.
Yes.
If you are a future seer.
Are you a future person?
Are you a future person?
Are you a future person?
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Critical Beard Podcast. Please give us a like, subscribe, and hit the little belly, and let us know when we can let you know when new videos are out. Babe, take it easy. We love you. Good night. Have a fun day or a fun night, and drink some Kool-Aid, but not with poison in it.
Jamestown. Titties, dogs, titties, dogs.